Welcome to German class. Willkommen zur Deutschklasse. Also wir haben Gianna, one in front of there, please. Jadacy's not here yet. Anybody seen Jadacy today? And then you have to sit over there. Yeah, because we're too close. Like if there was something like if one of us got COVID, then it would be a close contact and we would have to quarantine. This way we're like don't have to worry about that. All right, so Isabella, do you go by Isabella? Okay, beautiful. Leo. I'm gonna call you Leo because that's how you say it in German, and it's just gonna like come to me, and I'm gonna want to say it that way. Cole, wunderbar, and Gianna. Jadacy's not here. I'm sorry. I asked if anyone saw her today. Did anybody? You did see her? Okay. And then Dylan. All right, wunderbar. Okay, this is great. I have two younger brothers. I love it when that happens. Um, in any case, so today we're going to look at Schoology and how we navigate the course in Schoology. So Leo, do you mind closing that while we start? But first, I'm going to talk about Class Dojo, and we're going to create a class for ourselves. And wir sind die Wölfe. Did anybody see our class name? Yeah, Dylan, did you see it? Did you know what that means?
I did not know what it means, but I did see it.
Awesome. Does anybody know what it means? Wölfe. What does that look like in English? Yeah, Leo. Wolf. Wolf, yes. Wölfe is plural, so it actually means wolves. And if I took the E off the end and I changed that Ö to an O, or in German we say O, then that would be one wolf. So it actually is spelled the exact same way in English as it is in German for just one. So bear with me a moment, that's not our class. We're going to make a list real quick for Class Dojo. Wir sind 456 und period 9. I'm going to hide this for you. Just a second, all I need is what house team we're on. Okay, and let's split screen this. And we do attendance this way also. All right, so we have A to L, right? 9. Oh, come on, that's not even the right class. You gotta be kidding me. 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. Mr. Win. Get it together. There we go. Sorry about that. No, we're M to Z. All right, beautiful. So let's see. We have Isabella, Nazario. Class Dojo. All we're using Class Dojo for is I have 3 younger brothers. I didn't even realize that. I had Andre 2 years ago, right? So I forgot. And then Cole 2 years ago, Dylan. They were all the same class. Man, this is crazy. I can't believe 3. That's such a coincidence, don't you think? All right, Dylan, Ronaldo, and Jada C. Rodriguez. Did I get everybody? Was that everyone? Did I miss someone? Cole, did I get you? No. Cole Pijou, you're already in here. All right, wunderbar. So we only use Class Dojo for one thing. And I'm going to change this before I forget. And that is our class currency. By class currency, I mean... Oh, come on. There we go. No, it's not working. Oh, there we go. B. So, anyone know what currency is? Yeah, Leo.
Like, what you buy stuff with?
Exactly. It's stuff that we have to buy things with, to exchange goods and services. And so in German class, our currency is going to be Class Euros. Auf Deutsch in German, you'll hear me say that. We call that Klassen-Euro. Okay? Has anyone ever seen that before? Yeah? What's that?
A sign for euros.
Exactly, yeah, that's the euro sign. So that's the equivalent of our dollar sign. And in Germany, of course, we use euros. So in German class, we're going to use class euros. You're going to get them with class dojo. What sorts of things do you get class euros for? For the normal sorts of things you get any class rewards for. For answering questions, acts of kindness, completing your assignments, and that sort of thing. So everybody to start gets 5 automatically. And I'm going to add the euros from another class. Dun, 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 there we go. Also 1 und 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now I would like you please to open your Chromebooks and type in Class Dojo in your web browser and go into Class Dojo and then click Join a Class. And then I'm going to give you the code. You're going to sign in with Google. Sign in with Google, the big G over there on the right. And then please type in this class code. And that's how I will give you your class euros. Leo.
Where is join class?
Class Dojo, join a class? I never was asked that before.
So right here.
So log in first. Yeah, log in first. And then you'll see join a class. So go to the G, sign in with Google. There you go. That's already up there for you. So VPPQLD or WPPQLD. Let's see if we have anyone on Go Guardian. Anybody wonder why I use animal names for the class? How do I sign in? There we go. Anyone wonder why I use animal names? Well, partly is because of Go Guardian. I put animal names in alphabetical order, so all my classes show up in alphabetical order. But also, when I started teaching here, I found myself having to write Explorers period 8 days 1 2 3, Explorers period 9 days 1 2 3, German 1 part 1 days 1 2 3, period 2, German 1 part 2. And so that got so monotonous and was harder for me to remember which classes were which just from that description. So I started using animal names, and I can recognize what class is what by those animal names much quicker than when I use those other descriptions that are long and monotonous. So that's why I use animal names. And I'm going to start Go Guardian. So I will usually remember to initiate Go Guardian so that we can reach you when you're learning from home. And you can ask any questions during German class, even though you're not here when you're at home. And then also, a lot of times I'll play Gimkit or Kahoot or something like that, and I'll offer you the code while you're at home. And if you play when you're learning from home, you get an automatic 5 class euros just for playing while you're at home, in addition to any winnings you get from playing the class, the Kahoot or the Gimkit. All right. So looks like nobody was on from other than who's in here now. Is everybody in? Can I take that code off? Gut. Wunderbar. All right, so that's Class Dojo. Any questions about Class Dojo? Gut. Dann forschen wir unsere Klasse in Schoology. So we're going to talk about how to navigate the course within Schoology. And the course is set up a bit different from probably most or all of your other courses. Um, so normally you have folders down here, and it might be separated into different units or some kind of divided into some kind of way that your teachers let you know how to navigate the sections of whatever class you're in, and then you go into one of those folders, and you might have two, three, four other folders that are subdivided into some sort of sections, maybe chapters or topics, and then you might go into another folder, and it might be subdivided into two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight more folders, and so on and so on, and it can become a long, long labyrinth of different folders. So when you're looking for a certain assignment, it can get a little daunting or a little overwhelming. And so instead of going into folders, into folders, into folders, into more folders, I use a Bitmoji virtual classroom. You may have seen it in some of your other classes. You may not have. Um, I'm going to go into that in a second. The other way your teachers might tell you to look for assignments could be in your grade book. Um, that's not what it's set up for. It's not set up to find your assignments to begin with. So if you're one of those students that just goes into the grade book to find your assignments and that's it, you don't look for things in the way that the teacher has the course set up, that's not good because you could be missing lots of things. So I encourage you not to do that in your other classes. What the grade book is good for is making sure that you're not missing anything. It's not where you want to go to look for my assignments, to do all my assignments. It's where you go to make sure you're not missing anything. Once you've explored the course, once you've followed the directions of your teacher, where to go to find the assignments that are due on certain due dates, then after that, you could go to the gradebook to make sure, oh, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Or maybe I did an assignment, but I didn't click submit. And so I would know if I went to the gradebook because I would see either a dash in there or a zero or missing or something like that. So if it's like midterms are coming out, end of the marking period is coming up, or you just finished a bunch of stuff and you want to make sure it was submitted, then I encourage you to go in your gradebook, but not to look for your assignments initially. So the Bitmoji classroom is what I use in German class. So let's have a look at that. And it probably looks like a lot, but it's really not that complicated. All right, so starting over here on the left, we use GoGuardian in here. We don't use Zoom. We don't use Google Meet. We use GoGuardian to communicate remotely. So if for some reason we are plunged into a remote learning stint, I don't know, a day, 3 days, a week or something, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope we're smooth sailing to the end of the year without any disruptions in our learning. We already have enough disruptions. If that happens, then you'll simply be logged into your Chromebook, and I'll initiate GoGuardian, a session on GoGuardian during our class time. All right, but the caveat is that you must be signed into your BASD school Chromebook at home. You can't be on a different device because if you're on a different device, then I won't be able to find you. Why don't you guys close your Chromebooks? You won't need them at this point for a little while. All right, so 2:15 to 3 o'clock would be our time if we're learning from home. Up here, Herwin's Deutschklasse. Herwin's Deutschklasse. Das ist Herwin. Ich bin Herwin. Ich heiße Herwin. What do you think Herwin's Deutschklasse means? Yeah, Leo.
Your name's class.
Exactly. Good job. Well, my name's and then what? But what class? What class?
German.
There you go. Thank you. So Deutsch, auf Deutsch in German. Deutsch is German. Also Deutschklasse ist German class. Und ich gebe Leo ein Klassen-Euro auf meinem Handy. Das ist mein Handy. Auf Deutsch, wir sagen Handy. All right, so I went over to Germany. I lived there for a year during college, and everybody was calling their cell phones handies, and it was very strange to me because that was English. Handy is an English word. Why are they calling their phones handy? So evidently they adopted an English word to call their cell phones. But if you think about it, what does handy mean? Yeah. Helpful, useful, accessible. All right, take your choice. So it makes sense, right? Because I can